this version of you, the one that you are judging and rushing, is actually the version of you who's doing the most sacred work of your life. And I don't mean sacred as in working on the desire to get your SP or to manifest the money or the job or whatever. But the one that, and I'm going to use she, her pronouns now because that's what I relate to, but obviously apply whatever gender you and the pronouns you identify with. But I'm talking about the you that's stepping outside of her comfort zone, that's stepping outside the limitations that she has been brought up with due to, I don't know, family, culture, society, social media, friends, whatever. That takes guts. Yes, even the one that's overthinking, that's checking, that keeps thinking that she's doing something wrong. That version of you is doing the sacred work. This version of you holds all the tension and all the anxiety, all the worry that the desired version of you is not even going to remember eventually. So you are the bridge between you now and the desired version of you. And the desired version of you only exists because this version of you who's watching this video didn't give up, didn't stop. So you're not stuck. You are not stuck. Even if you feel like you're stuck at the same place, you're not stuck. You're in between. You're in between versions. You're in the middle. And the middle can look and feel very, very uncomfortable sometimes. Not always, but it can be. And I know, I've been there many times before. It's just uncomfortable. But at the same time, you have to realize you're doing something that beforehand would have seemed almost impossible or just unrealistic to you. You're doing something that your whole system is screaming and shouting against. Your system is screaming and shouting and agreeing even on, if it hasn't happened yet, then I must be doing something wrong. If it hasn't happened yet, then this isn't working. But that's not truth. That is not fact. That is past conditioning, outdated conditioning talking through you via those intrusive thoughts. You have to realize this version of you has spent years, if not decades, expecting struggle, expecting things to be difficult, not expecting things to be easy and effortless, like we are affirming for now. So of course, it's gonna take a little bit of time. We can't just expect to rewire decades of programming in a week of affirming. And I know there's a lot of 19, 18, 20-year-old coaches out there who are claiming that it's very much, let me correct myself, because it is possible. I will always say that. It is obviously possible. But what I'm not okay with is them shaming those of us who are accepting the fact that this is a process. Because again, you're 18, you're 19. The sooner you start and the earlier you start thinking like that, oh, you just gotta decide and that's it, the better for you. I feel like your life is gonna be so much easier, right? So they are not wrong for thinking that way. But at the same time, us over 30 and 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, 60-year-olds, we got decades of reprogramming to do, decades of experiences that have drilled certain outdated, unfavorable beliefs into our system, fears even. So I'm okay with it being a process. I'm okay with it being a process rather than thinking that I'm doing something wrong because my life hasn't drastically did a 180 in a week. So again, let others live their truth. But if it doesn't resonate with you, then leave it. But let's not shame others because of their approach, because not everybody can just decide and assume. Have some patience with yourself, because what you're doing right now takes courage. It takes dedication. It takes integrity. It takes showing up without proof, without evidence, with the lack of evidence, right? But remember something, lack of evidence doesn't mean evidence of lack. It just means keep going, right? It takes showing up in your day after being left on red, after a crying session. It takes seeing $3 in your bank account and still daring to affirm, money flows to me easily. I receive money effortlessly and abundantly. Nobody sees that part of you battling your own mind while you're sitting in a meeting you couldn't care less about. Nobody sees that part of you silently surviving another day at work or school or stress and bills and crying and holding back tears in public. Nobody sees that part of you. But guess what? They don't have to. This is your journey between you and you. It's sacred, it's intimate, it's yours. And it doesn't have to make sense to anybody but you, because you're the one dealing with everything. And you're the one staying true to yourself, staying true to what you want your life to look like, even when the 3D is in your face trying to make you seem delusional. You are your own bridge to where you want to be. Yes, you're walking the bridge, but at the same time, you're the bridge. And the bridge is gonna be wobbly sometimes. It's gonna feel wobbly sometimes. It's gonna look and feel rusty, crusty, dusty, and musty sometimes. It's like, I feel like sometimes when you're doing this work, it's like a mind. Because you think to yourself, I know too much to give up, but at the same time, I don't know enough to be confident. Yes, you do. Because you're thinking, I need to do this. What if I do this? What if I do that? You're thinking about the rules. You're thinking about the rules that you have been, taught to believe are true, taught to believe are a must, required, mandatory. They're not. They're not. You know what you have to do. You know you just have to persist in your desired outcome. You know you just have to persist in your truth and regulate your nervous system. But yeah, you know what you gotta do. And if you know enough to not give up, then you know what to do, even if you don't feel confident. Because confidence, okay, my take on it, confidence, discipline are like a muscle. And the more you train it, the easier it gets to use it and be it and have it. You know what I mean? So even confidence, confidence takes you getting to know your own self and passing through the limitations that you thought you had, passing beyond the things that you thought were comfortable before, or that you thought were uncomfortable before, if that makes sense. The point is, it's not going to feel magical every day. It's not going to feel easy every day. It's going to feel boring and stressful and just completely silent at times. But it's happening. You know it's happening. You know reality is not just what's in front of you. Reality is all around you. So maybe this version of you is not the final one. But guess what? It's not the final one. It's the one that gets you to your desired one. And let me also say this. There's really no final version of you, because we're always going to be striving for more. We're always going to have ambition and desires and wants. And you're free to have those. Don't be afraid of desiring, of wanting. That's also something that's just been demonized. So give yourself some grace. Give yourself an applause. Be proud of yourself for being here, for showing up day in and day out. Because guess what? No matter what you do, you cannot mess it up. You cannot mess it up. Because you decide. It's not just, what's meant for me is going to find me. I can't mess up what's meant for me. The thing is, you decide what's meant for you. Your destiny, your fate is to decide what's your destiny and what's your fate. You get to decide. You get to decide. Whatever you want to be true can and will be true for you if you persist. You're a walking success story in the making, my love. You got this.
You got this. I got this.